not blink, we should not hesitate to tell people, not because we are so wise, not because we made the rules of the world, we didn't. We humbly submit to how God made the rules of the world, and we say, this is how we should order our lives together. And frankly, yes, we are going to impose it upon you. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but this is good and right and just if it lines up with God's standards. And I am going to enforce my morality on you in as much as our morality is God's morality. And you should always check yourselves. Again, I'm not trying to puff you up. Check yourself. Do I believe what God believes? Am I defending what God says is good? And if it is, then you should have the courage to say, this is how we're going to run our town. This is how we're going to run our county. This is how we're going to run our state. And this is how we should run the United States of America by legislating the morality that we can find in the Bible.
It all started with, allowing women to wear pants and not wearing long skirts. And you can see the change in the way that they dress. A lot of that started with the women's liberation movement. And so a lot of people say, hey, it's second wave feminism, that's the issue. It's third wave feminism, that's the issue. No, it's not. It's all feminism from the very beginning of the suffragettes all the way up until now.
In a just society, adulterers would be punished as criminals, and in some cases, Calvin would probably argue in many or most cases, the penalty would be capital punishment, in which case divorce would not be necessary because there would not be a spouse left living to divorce.
And there you have it. Some of you seen some of those old clips that I've posted before, but then there's the latest clip of a guy talking about legislating morality, preaching from a pulpit, talking about this. See, and this is what this nationalism movement is all about. It's a hostile takeover using Christianity. But it's really not Christianity. It's a perverted version of Christianity, and it's warped in all types of things. And we're going to get into it in another message, because pray for me, because this message that I'm working on is going to be, it's going to be a straight, I've thought about it for the last few months, and it's going to be a tell it like it is about a certain group that's it. Their time is up for what in society here, as far as the influence. But we'll talk about that later. But these people that want to legislate morality in all types of ways, want to impose their views onto everyone and make it law, make Christianity the law of the land. I figured, I said, these people have gone through so much over the decades trying to make this happen. They fought like heck and continuing to fight like that to try to make you adhere to what they believe in and this perverted version of Christianity that they promote. They've went through it all. I said, there's an easy fix to this. There is an easy fix. When the false teacher pastor Jim Jones decided to go on the run for tax issues and everything and went to Guyana, left the country to go set up shop elsewhere. Now this here, for these groups of these nationalist people, these nationalist evangelicals and everyone else that subscribed to this movement, it's millions. So they're going to need a whole lot of land, multi-land. There's not one place that will be able to allow them to be able to set up shop. So they're going to have to buy multiple. The Bahamas has got many islands that they can develop. There's places all around the world. They could talk to some of these places and develop, because they have plenty of billionaires and millionaires to fund this thing. And then they can leave. They can leave the United States, and they won't have to worry about trying to go through Supreme Courts and city councils and all types of things to try to force their views on the people. Because when they get there, when they take their billionaire donors and all of these mega millionaires and all of them and go and buy up and develop this land, guess what they can do? Oh, they can have all the Christian schools that will teach this perverted version of Christianity. They could teach their version of the Bible that they want to teach. They can teach it all day long. They can grow their own food. They won't have to worry about the FDA and anything to interfere with a SNAP benefit. They won't have to worry about any of that. They can go there and they can make it all right, have their own gardens, and everybody, they won't have to worry about a drag queen reading these millions of thousands of drag queens, which I don't even follow that stuff, but I don't see drag queens going around. I don't know. I know they're out there, but for them, it's drag queens everywhere. And they're reading stories and they're doing all of these things. They get to their place of residence out of the country. They won't have to worry about the drag queens reading stories anymore, will they? They won't have to worry about abortion. That won't be an issue, will it? It won't be an issue because everybody will be saving themselves to marriage. They will be so holy, won't they? They will save themselves and you're just going to have this multitude of babies and everyone's just going to be friendly and there won't be no crime. There won't be no crime because there won't be an illegal immigrant there, wherever they are. There won't be no more crime. You won't have to worry about crime. You can leave your doors unlocked at night. You can sit there and go to work and leave the wife and kids home and leave the doors unlocked, windows up. You won't have to worry about that, will you? You can go to the churches. You won't have to worry about any type of abuse from leaders within the churches or anything because everybody will be saints. It will be a great utopia. Everything will be hunky-dory, lovely. No crime, no abuse. You won't have to worry about any type of anything. You won't have to worry about jobs or anything you won't have to worry about these things. You get the message? They can easily fix this themselves. So why go through all of the stress? Why go through all of the pain? Why go through all of this when you've got the money? You have the leaders, all of these people that's got the big bucks. They can make it happen outside of the United States. And I think that, they do this. I guess, they will go and it will be the yellow brick road and everything will fall in place and they can continue to just live in harmony. And while those of us that stay here in the United States, I guess we will self-destruct because according to them, that we're all bad. We're bad because we don't subscribe to a Taliban ideology that this nationalism message, this false message that America was founded as a Christian nation and that we got all these great Christian principles that everybody lives by for some. So we're just doomed, damned for hell. So when they leave, I guess we will self-destruct. And because the anointing is upon them so much and so great that it will leave America because according to them, they're the only ones that's sustaining and upholding America and keeping America from being destroyed from the Almighty God. So once they leave, I guess we will be destroyed. God will just rain down fire and brimstone and take us out. That's what will happen, I guess. Well, I thought about this, and that's my solution for them. I think that they can easily fix this thing. They don't have to jump through and go through all of these various hoops. It's time to pack the bags. It's time to get on a mission, your new mission trip. That's your mission trip. Go. You don't have to stay and go through all of this. You don't. And for the rest of us, we'll just continue to move forward and I guess go hunker down and get in a corner and wait for the lightning bolts to strike us from above because we're just so unholy and ungodly because we don't stand by the founding fathers, because we don't believe that Christianity should control every sector within society. We don't subscribe to those of us that don't subscribe to all of this stuff. We don't support certain politicians. So we're doomed for hell. So, well, so be it. So that's my message here. I just thought that we'll have a little fun, but at the same time, a serious talk. They got the funds to do it. They've got the money to do it, and they can make that happen. So what you going to do? What you going to do? For those of you that are so distraught here in America because Christianity, it's not good. You can't control people with Christianity. What's you going to do? And instead of waiting on them, these people, these millionaires and billionaires to make it happen, and these pastors and all of them, you as take up donations as a congregation or whoever you are, or your YouTube prophet or whatever, gather up. And ship it on out of here. And you can set up a shop somewhere in some place where, and you can live in your little utopia and live hunky-dory forever. And you won't have to worry about us anymore. It will be, that would be a great thing for many of you, because many of you are stressing yourselves extremely out and going overboard, and you can't take it. You can't take the diversity. You can't take people that want to think for themselves. You can't take people that want to value their own free will. You can't take it. So in order for you to just have peace, it's probably best to pack it up and leave. That would be my advice. So Evangelism for God is the channel where we talk about issues the church run away from, tackle Satan and his tactics, punch him right in between the chops. My name is Maurice Braxton. Until the next video, my friends, take care. God bless.